wrestling fans, and welcome to another action-packed card of All-Star Wrestling.
Niggas is back. Niggas is black. As always, it's the Black Rasslin Podcast, giving y'all wrestling from a nigga perspective. It's your boy Cal, rockthedub.com, but you already knew that. You better fucking know that. The squad is on the line. Please say what's good to the people, y'all.
Your IlFam79 on your social media choice, a.k.a. Marcus Alexander Dragwell. What it is.
Nice.
Foul green.
It is, baby. Let me suck your titties, baby.
Foul green. One more time. Oh, baby, one more time. Oh, baby,
Baby, one more time.
This is a wild start to the show.
Yo,
Y'all niggas miss out if you don't watch the YouTube version of this show.
facts.
I already got it. You heard the
Big
video
facts.
yet? Already got it.
I already got it. No, Black Rasslin is on YouTube. The Black Rasslin Podcast is on YouTube.
Big
Please
cock
subscribe. At Cal on Twitter, at Black Rasslin on Twitter. No, we are on YouTube. I'm trying to run those numbers up. We drop the video of the episode is usually up before the next episode. Try to get it up that weekend, but yeah, if you want to really capture the fuck these niggas is doing, you want to check us out on YouTube. We are on the road to 200 episodes. I'm not going to hype it crazy, but it is interesting to see that this trio has been moving strongly for almost 200 episodes. Shouts out to the squads out there that rock with us too. Piece of Black Announce Table, Jobber Tears, big up to y'all. Public Enemies, Stack Out. Y'all already know what the fucking deal. What's good with you, Davis? Before we get into any of the news this week, I did want to get into a couple of things that was going on in the world of black wrestlers. First, R.I.P. to Ryan Smile, who is he was a pro wrestler in the UK. I don't know if I want to call him like an emerging talent because he's been doing the thing for a minute. But apparently he passed away. He was dumb young in his 30s.
Yeah.
His partner, he wrestled for 12 years, and apparently he retired in 2018. That's according to RingsideNews.com. His partner, who is also the mother of his child, is the one who announced that he had passed away. She had made a comment saying that he had, what did she say? He passed away after losing his battle with mental health, and it looks like a lot like Will Ospreay and a number of UK pro wrestlers who had worked with him talked about, I guess, the issues he'd been dealing with over the last couple of years. There's no cause of death right now, and I don't even want to really speculate on that on the air. But it's something that's hit the UK pro wrestling scene hard, as well as, there's WWE stars. There's people all over who are really hurt about the situation. So rest in peace to Ryan Smile. Shouts out to Black Wrestling Alliance. They have a couple of posts about him up there and his life, and just video and photos of him really just doing the damn thing. On a lighter note, the homie Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks is celebrating 9 years as a pro wrestler.
Starky baby.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is very beautiful thing, man.
If
Shout out to
you've seen him, he's been rocking some of the Black Wrestling merch.
I'll drink to that.
In fact, who wouldn't?
My shit is slow. Is my shit delayed?
No, we cool. We hear you loud and clear, fam. We hear you loud and clear.
I'm sorry, yo. I don't know why my shit is all fucked up.
So
finally,
fucked up now.
the homie book. It sounds like it still is. Nah, but the natural Butch Reed is officially on Instagram.
Hacksaw, the real Hacksaw.
At real Butch Reed. He's up there. He's uploading a lot of throwback content too. A lot of photos of him in Doom, shots of him with Slick when he had the blonde hair. He even posted up a
with
video.
the tiger, the headband.
Facts. I think he only did.
Other niggas tried to kind of bite that look, but it's corny now. But it was dope.
It's fun. But it's funny to like. I remember initially seeing him with I always thought it was funny that it was called the natural Butch Reed, but he had a whole fucking head of blonde hair. But I don't know.
That was natural, Cal.
How many other niggas back then had blonde hair like that though?
Coco Beware. That was natural too.
Lachelle Father Mike had one. You know what I mean? He had the blonde shag.
Yo, I heard a wild story this week.
What about Shaq?
I heard Coco Beware was with his family. It's a sad story. Coco Beware was at church with his family, and the nigga house catch fire. Okay. Right? So the fireman contact him, rush like, yo, your house, blah, blah, blah. So he gets there, and like the chief is there, and he's wild, like solemn. He's like, listen, man, we tried to get to him, but your son died in the fire, bro.
No.
And Coco was like, nah, my kids was at church with me. All my kids was at church with me. Everybody good. Turns out they heard Frankie in there yelling for help.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Frankie burnt up.
You for real?
I am very for real. I heard this story this week.
That's crazy.
Either this week or last week.
Frankie was yelling for help.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Rest in 2 pieces.
At Cal on Twitter.
Twitter,
Facebook, Instagram.
No, Cal, close this shit down.
We're not making it to 200 episodes, I guess.
You are a piece of shit. My nigga, you know how hard it was for me to hold that in? You're a piece of shit. Because I tried not to.
Yeah, for real.
When you said, yo, it was
That's
Frank,
a good one.
my nigga, I wanted to bust out laughing. But I'm trying to turn over a new leaf.
Oh God.
It's too late.
No.
Obviously the biggest.
You a piece of shit, boy.
She upstairs.
The biggest piece of news this week has to be the rest in 2 pieces. Too fucking funny. Oh shit!
Hold on,
that might be the name of the episode.
Let me add that shit. What's up?
Yo, it was all dark meat.
Oh yeah.
You're dead fucking wrong. You're dead wrong. It was all dark meat. Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Holy smoke.
Shouts out to any other podcast who swears that they get into tangents that have nothing to do with pro wrestling. Or is this funny?
No, it ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna you not gonna find nothing else.
No.
You find it here. But yeah, the biggest piece of news this week has to be the results from the 2020 WWE Draft.
Yep.
Yeah.
before we get into anything serious, what did you guys think about it? Did you think that they were you shocked by anything? Were you surprised by anything? Is it kind of just the regular WWE shit?
My biggest shock was, I guess, the siphoning of talent from Raw and not really replacing it with anything.
Yo.
I feel like what they did was they said, "Yo, Monday Night Raw has been appointment viewing for wrestling fans for 30 years, 30 plus years.
Say appointment viewing. What do you mean?
Them niggas is hooked on the dope. So if
wait, when he says appointment viewing, it means Monday night. Right. Wrestling is on. Okay. That's it. It. That's your Monday night.
Okay.
So they have not been good at securing new fans over the last 5 to 10 years. Right. Maybe more. But but they know that the complainers, the stands, everybody has set aside that portion of time on Monday nights where they're going to be watching. So that being the case, and them being under the gun from the good folks over at Rupert Murdoch's company, the Fox people, these niggas that moving Seth over there was the one that I was like, wow.
Which was
and that's the first time he's been off of Raw.
Yeah.
So
that's weird.
Which sounds crazy when I say it. The first time he's been off of Raw. I guess he is about to have a baby, so.
I was thinking off the other white.
Hey, the other white meat, whatever works.
Nigga been listening to that Benny the Butcher album. See, that's what happened.
No, but I think that was probably one of the biggest moves, just in terms of like added value to the brand.
So I was gonna say, I don't know if you're done, cuz you finished.
Yeah, my point for there, but we'll keep talking about the draft. Go ahead.
Done.
Oh yeah, both of all three of y'all.
Okay. What surprised me was they not only moved like the big parts of the talent. Them niggas moved their counterparts with them.
Yeah.
So the storylines carry from one to the other, which I'm like, yo, my nigga, what are y'all gonna run with other than, I guess, Mustafa Ali is gonna be the guy.
I think
I love that.
He definitely should. They should have some type of Nexus NWO type situation over the whole brand. They might end up feuding with one person specifically.
I think he needs the Intercontinental title. I think he needs the Intercontinental title. Would be perfect for him right now.
It would be smart. I mean, maybe you have a couple of them feuding with the New Day for a tag team title, something, because that's what they did with Nexus. Nexus had they was all up in the tag team division for a minute, so you could do stuff like that. I would assume at some point it might be a world title, universal title, whatever situation, depending on who's holding it. I could see Retribution trying to take out Drew though at some point.
Sometime soon.
It would have to be soon. Yeah, I would assume he's got Orton in Hell in a Cell. You could probably run Retribution, Drew McIntyre until the Rumble at least.
See, the thing, I don't know. See, the Retribution thing, I think is really dope because there are a bunch of directions they can go here. I think the first place they're gonna go is New Day.
Yeah, I like that.
Because they're gonna go at the Kofi. Hey, look, you shut up. Yeah. So
Google said, "What the hell is a New Day?"
No bullshit.
So I think he's like, "You took my spot." You know what I'm saying? Because the idea of retribution, right?
Oh, and having specifically gunning for Kofi, you're saying?
Correct.
Right. You took my spot. Blah blah blah. So here is me and TBar this week, or me and Ski Mask Charlie, whatever them niggas' name is, right? Just,
when the fuck she start wrestling?
T-Boz is not part of the women's division. She could be.
No, her throat game is.
So.
Oh.
One more time. I don't, because I was looking at the round by round moves.
Mm-hmm.
Two things I wasn't pissed off about a lot, but there were two things that just like kind of this is Black Rasslin, so I feel weird. I feel weird when they draft, like one brand will draft Naomi, so the other brand immediately drafts Bianca. And they do the same thing with the big men. Like there's some rumor going around at some point in a year or so, Braun and Lars Sullivan are supposed to have a match. But that means right now, you can't have both of the monsters on one brand. So you have to have Braun on the one, and you got to make sure Lars is on the totally opposite brand. But the other thing that
Lars is a different kind of monster.
Yeah. I mean,
You gotta relax.
Pay for play, yo.
He just want that shit one more time.
One more time.
Give me a check. I'm never mind. And he's also like he attacked Miz and Morrison twice in like a 4-day period. And it didn't, like, nothing about it was special. It was just like a big motherfucker beating up two cornballs. Like nothing about him feels like I want to see him wrestle. Regardless of the fact that he's a racist and whatever other bullshit he's got going on with him. There's nothing special about this man at all. I don't know if he can talk.
He don't wear knee pads.
You know, maybe he leaves in the
that nigga knee skin. That nigga knee skin is built for tough.
Look, hey, when that is a part of your lifestyle. Facts. That's an Arby's ass nigga. But when that's when that's a part of something that you have to do in your extracurricular activities, you might need knee pads. You might need more than
his knee skin is tough.
The gay homophobe is crazy.
That's the worst part.
That, my friend, is the cover up.
Facts, big facts.
Correct.
How does Pat Patterson feel about that? How y'all sign a man who's that fucking homophobic, who was also in gay porn? Pat Patterson had to look at that much. Like, Pat Patterson didn't get the printout of the Reddit or the forum comments of what he was talking about.
Pat Patterson is probably one of the biggest savages in that company. To be honest, I really don't think his moral compass is set the true north. Let's say that his moral compass is definitely not set the true north. So no matter his preference and whatnot, I don't think this is a guy who he would be like, well, I'm gonna stand by my. Nah, he think if he think you a draw, nigga, listen.
Look, if the WWE's cool,
how bad do you want to be in the storyline? I'm sorry.
If the WWE's cool with someone pulling an ice cube when they need to be more defiant, that's that. I mean, it makes sense. That's, again, I think we know where the WWE stands on certain shit, but it's just fucking weird. It's a weird situation. But again, this man even getting drafted and being able to be in the company is a totally ludicrous situation in itself.
Yeah, they were whack for that.
They were definitely. I guess there were a lot of people who stayed though. I think Roman's still on SmackDown, Drew's still on Raw, Asuka's still on Raw.
Yeah, all that made sense to me. I'm gonna be honest. I can't think of anything that I thought was illogical. Most of the moves make sense. You see where they're going with stuff. My favorite move is one of the more controversial, if there is such a thing, is the New Day move. I loved it.
But that makes sense too.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. I couldn't understand people getting angry with it.
It cracks me up because I remember being the one being like, y'all don't have to break these niggas up. Because we've had this conversation a while. The last thing I wanted to see was the New Day on some turning on each other shit.
Right.
Fuck you, blah, 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 blah. Y'all can be squad, and be apart. Like that's a thing that can happen. So the way they did it and said, boom, you two niggas just won the tag titles. Get your asses up on Raw, and we'll keep Big E over here. If B gets the shot and the push that he should have gotten, that he's deserving of, I'm totally for it. And then in a year or so, you can do on SmackDown during the draft a huge New Day reunion. It's the Shield. It's anything they did with the Shield is right there ready for them.
So what I don't understand is why they don't unify the tag titles. And the New Day could be, because they wrestle tomorrow. The New Day wrestle tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, a farewell match.
Right. So I'm like, all right, as long as the niggas have the tag titles, they should be able to go wherever they want. Once you unify the bitches.
You unify them like you have the women's tag team titles. Because what they did, I think Nia Jax and Shayna are on Raw, but the titles can move. And that was the other thing that I thought was, I mean, it at the end of the day doesn't really mean anything aside from the fact that it gave the Street Profits a lot of fucking accolades for, just being around. But on Monday, the swapping of the Raw and the SmackDown title, it was, as a person who I try and give as much respect because of the way we grew up. I want to respect these titles as much as I can, but do I need to see New Day and Street Profits on a draft show?
I'm gonna be honest,
can do that,
but they had to take that opportunity to put them on screen together, which I ain't gonna lie, it paid off. It was magic. It was dope on screen. They're gonna do something else at probably Mania, Survivor Series, something. They got to do something together because the energy on screen was dope. Imagine putting Big E into that mix and a headband for Dawkins. It would be crazy. But that's kind of the reason. Like, I don't think they were putting Naomi and Bianca Belair on separate shows. I think they were keeping Bianca with her husband.
No, I get it. I totally understand it. But who's one of these white motherfuckers that got switched? Was there another white woman who switched around that time? Yeah, the next pick was Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler staying on Raw, and SmackDown didn't have a pick. Y'all could have done Bianca Belair and Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler at the same time, and then had Naomi moved, or you put Naomi in a different round. It just the fact that it's.
But what round was that? Was that round one?
This was round 2. Yeah, these were the picks on Friday, right after AJ Styles and Sasha Banks. It was Naomi going to Raw and Bianca going to. Again, I don't mind the moves at all. I just hate the look of, oh, y'all got the black girl? Shit, we got to get a black girl too. Like, we can have 2 black girls on the same roster. You could swap a white girl at one point and then do the black girl. Like, let's not make it look so 1-to-1. You know what I mean? But I wasn't really tripping off of most of the other picks. I do want to point out though, when you end up we're not going to go through it right now. I don't know if shouts out to Stat Guy Davis, Drip Van Winkle. I don't know if he wants to go through the stats specifically on the number of heels and baby faces on each side, but
do the stats.
do your damn job. No, but looking at everything in its totality, you can really tell that they're really weak. And we've had this conversation, but they're really weak on the babyface side. They need to do something. Like, if you SmackDown, it's if I'm not mistaken, you've got Roman's Universal Champion, Sammy's the Intercontinental. Seth Rollins is probably the number 3 heel currently, just because he doesn't have a title. And then after that, it's one of the first baby faces you mentioned is Daniel Bryan. I don't remember the last time I saw him, but he was wrestling Shorty G or some shit, or Bray Wyatt, something like that. It feels like it was mad long ago.
It was him and what's his name doing Gulak doing a bunch of stuff together.
Gulak, that's what it was.
But they just announced Daniel Bryan for tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
they have to. You
Well,
got
tonight.
to.
That's a
You
fact.
you have. I mean, I don't think you can move him in the. He's one of the biggest names on the SmackDown roster, but I think he's still technically part time. So it's just weird. It's they need to. What they probably should do is start thinking about turning some of these heels into baby faces. I don't know who it is. Matt Riddle on Raw as one of the bigger baby faces alongside Jeff Hardy is not exciting at all.
No.
Not exciting, especially when a tier under it's like Ricochet.
Not saying it's the same tier. Especially,
That's terrible.
listen.
That's terrible.
Listen, Ricochet looks like he's on the upswing.
It could be. They did that match that they had on Monday. That was to end the feud. Did the feud end that day with the Hurt Business? It did not end. So niggas still got to fight each other.
Yeah, niggas always fighting.
Niggas is always fighting.
Mm-hmm. Niggas be fighting, baby.
Niggas do be fighting. All right, now I hate to do this.
Uh-oh.
I hate to do this, but
Calling Tyrone.
I don't know if I want to say I'm doing this podcast and talking about all this stuff so people can get some information, have some laughs or whatever. But at this point, it kind of feels like we're doing the Black Rasslin Podcast so everybody else who makes content can figure out how they want to move. Case in point.
Oh,
Thursday morning, PWI drops the cover for the PWI Women's 100. Bayley, your current WWE Smackdown Women's Champion, over 500-day reigning champion, is the number one, obviously. Now, mind you, we've been just had this conversation multiple times. And we're also the same podcast that has been charting how Black Rasslins have been moving throughout this game. And this is one of the first years where y'all trying to get. I mean, I'm not going to say that we fathered whatever changes y'all doing right now. But I'm saying
we fathered the changes, nigga. Again,
the road to 200 episodes. Shouts out to Jabatia. Shouts out to anybody who is doing this shit and still feels like, is niggas even listening? Where are these people that are rocking with the pod? Somebody's rocking with the pod because there's too much that we're doing that I'm then seeing.
Cal, we've had this conversation. I don't mean to cut you off. We've had this conversation about energy.
Shout out to Black Rushmore.
Facts.
That was it. That was it.
No. But yeah, so Bayley, the best women's superstar on the current WWE, one of the best superstars in the WWE in general right now, hit number one. The issues doesn't hit newsstands until November. And it is important.
Digital, right?
What's up?
Is it
available? I think it's newsstands and
digital. Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure it said newsstands November 10th or something. Let me check. If you go to women's/100 or women's-100.com, it comes up. Yeah, 13th annual PWI Women's 100 on newsstands November 10th.
The funny shit, this is what I find funny about this, and I don't mean to keep tooting our own fucking horn. Wasn't no women's 100 last year, my nigga.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember hearing about it.
Because it wasn't one.
I don't remember hearing. I don't really remember hearing about them talking about women anyway. And it's the first year they actually added women to the PWI 500, which is something we've done on the BRP 50 for 2 years now, and we'll keep doing because what the fuck.
If I'm not mistaken,
I think I conquered the world.
I think it was 2018.
Davis, the last time they did it.
Davis, check that out. Throw that in the stats and shit. I'm almost positive it was 18. You know what I mean? We know you watching, my nigga. It's just not the energy. I'm big on energy.
Somebody, yeah, facts.
But we know when you
BCE.
watch BCE, nigga.
One more time. No, yeah, that's something I've been getting into more this year.
Hustle.
But the top 10 of the 2020 PWI Women's 100 also was, I don't know if this was a leak. I don't know if PWI dropped it, but following Bailey, I'll go through the top 10, whatever. Number 2 was Becky Lynch. Asuka was at 3. Charlotte Flair was 4. Sasha was at 5. Hikaru Shida was 6. Tessa Blanchard is 7. Riho is 8. Io Shirai is 9. And I'm going to fuck this name up. Mayu Iwatani.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
She came in at the 10th spot. Looking at this, a top 5 list with all
I would be
WWE.
pissed. I'd be pissed as Rhea Ripley not making the top 10. To be honest,
Rhea Ripley is probably someone who probably should have made the top 10.
You need to know the time frame, dog.
Rhea Ripley's been jamming for a year and a half, son.
No, you gotta remember.
The PWI Women's 100 list is from October 1st of 2019 to September 30th of 2020. So this is fairly recent, and this is why
COVID.
I'm confused as to why Tessa Blanchard was at
correct
7.
She's been gone for the whole COVID.
I was having a conversation earlier. It's like, okay, yeah, she was wrestling, and then she won the Impact Championship in January.
Stonehenge face.
So, but the thing is, though, so she was not the top woman in that company. She was clearly the top booked performer in that company, and that is why.
Cause
I said top booked. I said top booked.
No, I said no. I said cause. Do remember Willie Mack and Chris Bay ran the beginning of this year.
I didn't say just top performers, top book performers. They booked her at the top of the card with Sami Callihan. You know what I'm saying, to really kind of revive that company. They were. I think her winning their title brought them back into the headlines with having a woman as their champion. Whether or not niggas hated or loved the idea. I mean, she was a big deal. I just don't think she was a bigger deal than Rhea Ripley.
Son, she was. You talking 3 months tops?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, she won the title
in January, I think.
In January, because it's right around Martin Luther King Day. Shouts out to bum fight energy. But
big bum fight energy.
I don't think she ever defended it. There was a defense, but then COVID happened before the defense, and she's been in Mexico ever since. She had to drop the titles. So like that was a huge deal, but we didn't get this. I mean, COVID fucked everything up, but we didn't get to see a payoff. So I don't know if that means you can still have her ranked that high.
I think because of what that company decided to do, I think you have to give some sort of credence to the booking of it, because even though it didn't follow through because of COVID, because that's kind of the storyline of the year, you do have to give they said this our guy. You know what I'm saying?
Io Shirai hasn't had a better year than Tessa Blanchard?
No.
Yes.
She's had better matches. She's had better matches. She hasn't had a better year as a pro wrestler.
Where did do you know where Moose came on that list?
Moose was 0. They had him. He was so ill of a woman's wrestler that they were like, you know what? We can't even it's not fair for everybody else. So we give you the honorary top spot.
Hey, give Butch Reed his headband back, nigga.
Big facts. Man, you can't wear Moose. You banned. You banned from wearing headbands.
His Moose's new name is Moose Knuckle.
Dude. Hey.
One more time.
Moose Knuckle.
No, but yeah, I think at the very least, I think there's an argument for Rhea Ripley to be in that top 10, and possibly, depending on who you are, you might want to put her over Tessa, because Rhea was in. I mean, if we're gonna what Charlotte Flair was number 4, and mind you how long Charlotte Flair's been out. Charlotte Flair was 4 at that time. WWE was booking Charlotte Flair to be that chick, and Rhea Ripley was the one that was going right at her and Bianca, but it was really Rhea because Rhea had the title. So I feel
shout out to Bianca for bringing that beef back up on Talking Smack this week too.
Look, Bianca is the EST. She's smart.
Nigga, I mean the Mrs. Perfect vignettes have been amazing.
I smell pussy. Is that you, Moose?
That you, Ja?
Is that you, Moose? I smell.
Is that you, Moose?
They were. I guess we'll figure out more about the list. We could talk about the PWI Women's 100 more when it actually hits. Because I do want to see where, again, women like Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley and some of the other women, like where does what's Nyla Rose? Where does Nyla Rose sit?
Shouldn't be high. She hasn't been booked much. I mean, she won a match on what's his name this week, but she hasn't done much. She dropped that belt. She really ruined their women's division over there. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Was she on the men's list? Because remember, no.
Remember that wasn't a men's. It wasn't a men's list this year. Remember they had a bunch of. They had a bunch of. She was ranked on the regular PWI.
Remember, didn't they say they weren't going to share?
But
I don't.
It's not true.
Yeah, it's not true because
a bunch of women.
She was on the other list.
All those women were on both lists.
I don't remember.
Tessa Blanchard was one of the highest on the PWI 500. She might have been 80 something. She was in the top hundreds if I'm not mistaken. So I remember her being on there.
Yeah. So this week I did see that Trisha Dora and Faye Jackson both posted their ranks on both lists. Congratulations for both of y'all for making the list, and thank you for what y'all doing. But they're on both lists. But I think they said they wanted to go very select with the women that they did put on the list and not put a bunch of women on the original PWI 500.
Okay, I thought it was saying that they weren't. If you made the 500, you wouldn't be on the 100.
No, I think, and the other key to the 500, I think, is, and it's probably why Tessa made it, because they were specific about the performers on there wrestling both, or being best in terms of wrestling both, wrestling whoever. And Tessa Blanchard is one of those situations. You mentioned Sami Callihan. She was wrestling a lot of men. So it makes sense that they give that moment its due, but it's weird to say she deserves this because she won this title, and then literally for the next 10 months she did nothing at all. That's my only thing with Tessa Blanchard.
But look how many things in pro wrestling that you can end the sentence with, but COVID. I think that outstanding. I think that's what they're taking into account.
And that's why I want to give this year an asterisk.
Oh yeah, everything. Shout out LeBron. Everything gets an asterisk.
Nobody, but I feel like I'm in the minority with that though. Niggas don't really want to talk about.
I'm sorry. Ho. What'd you just say, brother man?
I said, "Is that you, Moose?"
Outstanding.
That nigga gonna have to fight me, cuz I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yo, can I be there? We gonna have to put that on the Black Rasslin YouTube. I don't care what's going on.
Is that you, Moose?
If you and Moose scrap, and y'all can't, I don't want to see no headlocks. I don't want to see no body slam. I need to see niggas scrapping.
Nigga, I'm not above a fist of cuffs, nigga.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a serious question, man. All right, me. I'm taking the video. I got my phone. I'm like, boom, we recording this shit.
Facts.
To put it on the Black Rasslin YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but let's just say in a fluke situation, Moose beats you in a
Oh,
fight.
no, he's gonna beat my
So
ass.
the only problem with that is it had to be a fair one-on-one.
It's never
And
gonna be a fair one-on-one.
we take that
What you
nigga,
talking
we
about?
take that nigga to the bank like a goddamn check on Friday, nigga.
What is you
Moose
talking
gonna
about, man?
square up. Math gonna be like them fucking rappers at the URL.
What is you talking about, man?
Like it's gonna be a
fight.
fucking, it's gonna be a hammer party.
kidding me?
But wait, so he Moose, you guys, you shoot the fair one. Moose beats you in the fight.
This nigga is a former NFL player.
But Moose beats you in a fight. I got the video. I got the footage.
Fact.
I could upload that to the YouTube or no?
Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
Really?
Yeah, what the fuck I look like, nigga? I don't got my.
You would, I mean, if you got your ass beat, you would look like you got your ass beat.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, but then they're gonna use that as evidence.
It's gonna be on Impact. Well, they would have to ask me to
No.
put it on Impact, and I would ask Mark Cuban for all the money.
Oh no, they not gonna put the whole video because that's not gonna go well.
No.
Either way that
Either way,
goes,
you lose.
that ain't going. Hey, listen.
Bang,
You
bang,
lose.
bang, bang.
Ill Street Blues.
Fucking taxi driver ass nigga. Bang, bang, bang. Shouts out to no shouts out to number 51.
I thought you were gonna shout out Robert De Niro. Like, huh? That's a weird shout out this week.
I mean, hey,
He a real nigga though.
That nigga, Robert De Niro and Taxi Driver, didn't he have Davis's haircut? Motherfucker always. Hey Davis, stop hopping on a glide and flipping your hair back. Bitch.
Davis on whoop.
I hate that shit. Like, yo, I feel like.
Hey yo,
don't
is
get
it me?
cozy with me, nigga?
Hey yo, is it me? Or when Robert De Niro get in his acting bag, he hit niggas with this face?
Yeah.
He's like, nigga gonna get an Oscar again.
The fucking Mooley was walking down the street. I had to fucking kill him. I had to fucking kill him.
2 days. You treat me like I'm friggin' half of. Oh, huh?
Don't do that. No, don't do that. So last week I questioned why, or I questioned if the WWE is ready to answer to the people if they put Lana and Traction off of all these table spots. This week,
throwing on more tables than Rusev did, nigga.
She went through the table, but she also knocked Natalya's tooth out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But yeah, during the match.
That's great.
During the match, Alvarez said he was watching. He kept rewatching to see. I didn't watch it on. I didn't see it live.
Isn't it fake anyway? Isn't her teeth? Her teeth are fake, aren't they?
Who, Natalya?
Yeah.
What you mean? Like she got the veneers?
She got the Roman Reigns?
I thought she had one. Yeah, I thought she had a Roman, not the veneers, but I thought they were fake.
I think Lana got the Roman Reigns.
She might. Lana,
Huge.
yeah, no, Natalya posted on, Jesus Christ. She posted on Instagram a shot of her like this, and there's a whole tooth out.
Oh, no. I'm definitely mistaken.
Yeah, she knocked her tooth out. Apparently, Natalya is not expected to miss any time. But but then again, Lana's facing Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship.
Quick action.
This isn't how Asuka loses the belt, right? That's not what happens, right?
Yes.
No. Does any of this have to do with Eva Marie coming back?
God, I hope not.
Because no. That's the word.
Yeah, I think
that's the word.
I think the thing is, I've not seen word on what exactly Eva Marie is going to be doing. I've not heard that she would be returning to wrestle, and they do like having, talent on hand to do fucking kickoff shows and all that. Who knows what Eva Marie is going to be doing? But possibly. I don't fucking know.
That's come on, fam.
Who wants to see her?
That's horrible.
Depend. You talking about see her wrestle?
See her wrestle.
Okay.
I mean, look. I can understand why Vince would want to hire an Eva Marie. That's a no-brainer, right? Well, You hope it's not a no-brainer, but that's a whole different conversation. But as a performer, Shorty was not good.
Nah, but I think they realize that they miss that attractive female presence. And they miss Divas ratings wise.
Right.
I realized that when someone posted a picture today, they did a Photoshop of what's Sister Abigail's name?
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss with like a fake Playboy cover. Like if they did that, ratings going through the roof.
So I'm not. Granted, I'm older.
You old.
I'm not facts. I'm not turning on wrestling to be. I'm not horny. You know what I mean?
Niggas be horny though.
Niggas is wild horny, but that's not what I'm watching wrestling for. Especially now because all of the women competitors are the best competitors on it.
Facts. I thought you were about to say something else. That's 100% facts. You're tuning in. I think we're all in agreement that some of the best moments in pro wrestling, at least within the last couple of years, have been in the women's division. And you're probably, with the exception of like a Roman Reigns and a couple of other people, the most interesting storylines are in the women's division. But Vince probably and this is no disrespect to anybody who's on the roster, but we know how Vince is when it comes to women. And he wants a Stacy Keibler. He wants the Trish Stratus.
And nobody wants to see that shit no more.
But the thing is like that's not Nikki Cross. That's not Bayley.
No, it's not.
And it's not to say that they're not attractive, but they're not the thin, long blonde hair, big titty, whatever. Like there's a number of different looking women on the roster, from Nia Jax to Sasha Banks. But I think there's a reason why we're getting the Mandy Rose. You know what I'm saying? Correct. Like there's a certain caliber of performer, Lana.
But
Dana Brooke.
But you're not horny no more.
Well, that's the I don't. But
So my question is you got
the horn.
I was gonna say you got a lot of. I thought you were bringing in more women viewers now because you have
me.
No.
Oh,
like the
WWE in general, yeah.
Bringing in more women viewers because you have more women in prominent wrestling positions, right?
I don't think that's 1-to-1.
Yeah, it's not a 1-to-1 at all.
I don't think that's what the draw. I think there's more opportunity, but I think what would draw the women would be something more like the Miz and Mrs. or Total Divas.
Before you go on, Matt, I do want to say some of the biggest rating draws are some of the attractive men. Like I think if a Roman Reigns was a babyface on Raw, that's what they would want to see. But I mean, keep going.
My nigga.
Shout out to Militia.
So when somebody like Eva Marie comes on television, yes, it looks good the first 30, 40 seconds. I'm turning it after that.
I think one of the this is going to sound wild, but the most important word you mentioned there is horny. I think the thing is they don't have a lot of horny teen boys watching Raw right now. So Eva Marie, she might be that shit to get them little kids hard, and they might be the ones that might end up staying through the show. I mean, that's not crazy. I'm sorry, but I mean that. What else? Why else would you hire a non-wrestling Eva Marie to be in the women's division where you have a Bayley and a Sasha Banks? She can't. What the fuck is Eva Marie going to do with an Asuka?
All right, let me ask a question that I don't know the answer to. Like you know how you niggas ask a leading question.
Let me suck your titties, baby.
What kind of? That's a wild question to ask in a room full of niggas. Wow. How good of a worker is Carmella?
Not.
So then, if they are putting a Emelina type of campaign behind her, sounds like an investment in something different directionally. Like
Nigga, how many times you gonna moonwalk?
Well, I
But
think
this
that's
is-
the other.
I don't think she moonwalks no more. I don't think we getting the Jordans and all that no more. I think
I
this is a whole repackaging.
She ain't
I
got
think-
nothing. She ain't got nothing else to go to, my nigga.
Well, that's
She's
the thing.
attractive. I think this is their diva movement that they're going
You
to
say
do something with. This is their new diva movement.
No. Back that you said what?
They moving away. They moving away. This is like not moving. Yeah, she's attractive.
You did say she was attractive.
She's attractive.
There is I'm not the biggest Carmella fan, but there is a section of horny adult men who really like Carmella.
Yeah, Carmella's an attractive girl. She ain't ugly.
She's not. I do. It's a different standard, but because they've moved away from the divas to the the WWE Women's division, they moved away from trying to just hire the hot woman. You know what I'm saying?
The fitness models.
They actually went for women who could go. That's how you get. I feel. I just want to. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but that's how you get a Nikki Cross. That's how you get some of the, like a Shayna Baszler. These women, they're not the typical Vince McMahon women hires for pro wrestlers. It looks more like what regular women look like. That's the best way.
Nah, Shayna Baszler do not look like a regular woman.
I'm not
even going to touch this one. Let's just move on.
Facts.
Rest in two piece.
Rest in two piece might be the name of the episode.
Rest in peace, dark meat.
I'm just hoping that Lana loses the match. I don't need to see her. I don't need to see her as a champion. I definitely don't need to see her as a champion where Asuka is the one losing the title to her.
At all, nigga.
But I will say, outside of WWE, there was so much draft and shit with the Raw and SmackDown. I didn't really pay attention to NXT. I know Finn had his surgery, and there's no timeline on when he'll be back. But I'm assuming Finn's out for a minute, maybe next year. It's also like, I don't want to say that nigga's injury prone, but there's a couple times where some shit's happened and then he's had to be up on the shelf. At least he had a run with the NXT championship right now. But
the shit. What happens is you go back from, you leave having a strong style to come to the WWE, adjust your style to the WWE standards, and then you have somewhat of a strong style match with Kylie Watson, and you're not. You know what I'm saying?
You're not ready for that.
You're prone to get injured when you facts.
Right. Especially a jaw injury. Like, something never mind. But yeah, something happened. Something was crazy. Like you.
Nigga ran in the Lars before the match.
Moving right. Hey, look, Lars Sullivan. If that's what you like, just admit it. All right.
Be free, Mr. P. Be free.
I'm just saying, if you gay, you gay. Like you can't be on some I don't like gay people and then
my nigga left backstage. My nigga went backstage and then came back and then left. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
You're never gonna make it.
We are never getting sponsored. Jesus Christ. I don't even know. I didn't watch any of AEW. The only thing in AEW I saw.
It was the year anniversary.
Yeah, it was good.
Actually, a year ago today, I was the actual AEW premiere show in DC. You know what I'm saying? Sweet Life of Math and Ilfam. You know what I mean? Shout out to Southern Cal. You know what I'm saying? AKA Cousin John.
Crazy.
Had an amazing time at the first inaugural. Yo, I sat and I was trying to add up the hours and minutes, man. I think I may have spent more time this past year at AEW than watching AEW.
Yeah. I mean, if you've been rocking with us since that first All In show, the conversation we've been having is, look, give it some time. Don't judge AEW 2 weeks in, 2 months in. You got to give it 6 months. It's been a year, and I've said it a couple times on and off air. At this point, I thought I would be more invested in AEW. I don't want to say I look at AEW like I look at NXT, where it's kind of like I'll check out dope matches, but I don't really need to follow it. AEW might be a step below that. I really know.
Dog, that shit stinks.
Apparently, the Cody and Orange Cassidy had a match.
That nigga sound like the nigga that called Sway when Iggy Azalea was freestyling.
What he said? The shit was trash, or what?
You suck, dog.
Yo, it stinks, my nigga.
It
stinks, my nigga.
And they said what? So I guess because they keep doing. You can't be. Wins and losses matter, and we have a. But no,
cut the corners. It stinks.
But wait, because there's reason though, because like was it those wrestling girls posted the other day? They said, how the hell does Darby Allin have a title match? Because I guess the nigga was sitting in the audience. It was like, boom, whoever wins this next TNT Championship match, I'm fighting them. But I'm like, this is how this is like the third or fourth title match that he's had, where it's kind of just given to him.
Way that nigga put his life on the line, yo. I say go ahead and get a little nigga a shot. He ain't gonna win. He ain't gonna win.
But that's like what, like
he fucking.
But I ain't gonna lie. The goddamn Cody match was good. The Cody.
I heard Cody and Orange Cassidy was really good.
Orange Cassidy was really good. I enjoyed that match.
They went to a time limit draw on that one. I heard it was like 20 minutes or something like that.
And so the only thing I did not like is it was Freshly Squeezed was pinning a nigga, and it was like 1, 2 time limit before he did 3. But
I said NWA Power Hour shit. Yeah, them TV time. TV time limits.
From bell to bell, those guys put on an amazing show.
That's dope. I mean, I like. I appreciate that Cody Rhodes is being that guy. He's being the is I don't want to say that he's the Ric Flair, but Ric Flair was the guy. Ric Flair put on the match with the Scott Steiner. Ric Flair is the guy that made Sting. Like he's agree or disagree, he's positioning himself as that guy who's kind of like the marker. Like if you can have the Young Bucks do the same thing. If you can put on a solid match with Cody or the Young Bucks, you can pretty much write your ticket. Niggas is still talking about the Private Party Young Bucks match. I don't think Private Party's had a better match since they wrestled the Young Bucks. But the fact that the Young Bucks still fuck with them and still want to have those matches with them means that they're going to be able to stick around for a while, because at the very least they could fall back on that and put on a show.
Yeah.
It don't mean I'm gonna watch AEW every week.
Ever.
If Sonny Kiss,
I'm mad that I'm mad that I purchased a hat from y'all motherfuckers that was $30.
I've not seen you wear that hat since like the week after.
I can't wear that outside. Exactly. It's super trash, my nigga. Super trash.
If you got the hat for free, would you wear it? If it was a free hat, would you wear it?
No. No.
Yeah. I don't think the wear and the money part go hand in hand. Okay. I think he's just mad he spent money on something he feels he can't wear.
Well, all right, so
I can't wear that shit.
But wait. So let me ask a question then. are you done with AEW? Like are you not? Do you think they could still do something for you to be like, yo, I'm back. I'll at least keep up with this like I keep up with Impact.
I think all pro wrestling is one storyline away.
I hope.
Like, yo, I like pro wrestling. I'm guilty. I love this shit. I love it.
Yeah, because you said like, but I was gonna ask, do you love pro wrestling?
You love this?
I love it.
How you love that?
How you love that?
I love pro wrestling. You know what I mean? Yeah. AEW threw up some faces, some people that kind of look like me. I love that shit. That's
Moolies?
the only reason
they
why
do some moolies on TV?
Some big moolies. Big moolies.
Big moolies is crazy. I was gonna say no. That cannot be the title of the episode. Big moolies cannot be the title. No.
What? We not getting no sponsors anyway.
We not getting no big moolies either. We can't do that. I'm not.
Here's the problem with calling anything moolies, right? Even away from the slur. So,
put it in like
moolies. So moolies is short for moulignon, right?
Moulignon, yeah.
Moulignon in Italian
talking about
is
like
eggplant.
Eggplant, yeah.
I am not. Eggplant on the internet means dingaling.
The big dingaling.
We will not.
That's still niggas.
That's good. I never thought about that correlation.
So we're going to continue on without this nigga mad for the rest of the night.
It's a casual Monday.
Because he want to be the big dingaling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna condone. I'm not condoning none of that.
Yo,
Fam say gotta put his foot down. Fuck that shit. That's
the
fun.
big dingalings. That could be the.
Nope.
See what happened when I let him back? You see?
Nope.
You see?
We can't do that. We can't say the big dingalings. No.
Why not?
Because who was you talking about?
It's the three of us.
You talking about my dingaling? No, nigga.
No, I'm not talking about your dingaling. I'm talking about our dingalings. Yo, let's just move on.
No. Matter of fact.
The math show.
Oh, it's just me.
It's the math show.
Yeah, so like I was saying, right?
Dingalings.
The three moolies.
You okay, Lars?
Hey, look, the three moulignons going to a bar, right? It doesn't matter what happened after it, but those niggas went to jail. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Back to you, Cal.
That's awful.
Because the only thing that I watched from AEW was on their Instagram, and I sped through it because they said MJF's got a big announcement, and then I saw he was in the ring with Chris Jericho, and I'm like, I don't want to watch 4 minutes of MJF and Chris Jericho try to be the mic guy. Because there was funny moments, but there was also a lot of duds. And so
I think they're actually I kind of like what they're doing because they're not sticking to good guy, bad guy. They're doing some what niggas call back in the day scientific matches where they would put heel, face, and this is their heel thing.
That's the move is Jericho MJF?
Yeah, which I think is dope. And they're doing something called Breakfast at Jericho's or some little segment that they're supposed to be doing, and we don't know what it is. Right. And I think that's dope. I think the fact that they're doing something that we have no idea what it is and what to expect is good for pro wrestling. You know what I'm saying? It's not we see this nigga turning here and something like that. It's kind of a deal where we don't know. Right. You don't know what's about to happen. Right. I think they're moving into a heel versus heel program, and it looks entertaining, and both these niggas can talk.
Yeah. I wasn't. amazed. Well, I probably because of the way MJF was. Like MJF, the character he was portraying was kind of the best. He wanted to be the asshole MJF, but you could tell that he respected Jericho, so he couldn't get out of his own way for a while to just ask to be a part of the inner circle. Again, I don't know what that, like, him asking to be a part of the inner circle kind of feels like him asking to be a part of what is the Nightmare family, whatever the fuck Cody Rhodes is in. Like, it's not that far off, and it's not that far off in terms of what the story is, but I think there probably was a better story with Cody because they were building that friendship. You know, I would have preferred this with something that actually meant something. But, you know, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth if it becomes a dope. Like if Chris Jericho can do for MJF what he did for Orange in terms of making him look like he could be something, that's his job. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I don't know if I need to hear Chris Jericho talk about anything ever again. And that's no disrespect, but it's kind of just like, let that man work. Just work. Be the vet and help elevate the next chapter. Do that, and that's all. You retire, and I'll listen to you every week, Chris Jericho. Just hopefully you nod on some.
Jericho, I'm not gonna listen every week. You're a super spreader.
He is a super spreader, isn't he? I take that back. I can't listen.
I take super shredder over super spreader.
At least Shredder was in the fucking in the tunnel with a bunch of.
Shout out to Kevin Nash.
He was Shredder, wasn't he? That's crazy. That nigga be acting.
He was super shredder.
He was super shredder. Was that the second one? I
believe so. The Secret of the Ooze. Speaking of the secret,
Rokusaki.
Rokusaki. And speaking of the Secret of the Ooze, they say Lars Sullivan is also a super spreader.
But it's by himself. It's him and another dude.
Yeah, I'm out.
It's him and another dude. It was. Was that wrong?
Nigga spreading himself.
Yeah, spreading them. Never mind. NXT's bringing back Halloween Havoc. They're gonna do the spin the wheel, make the deal. They said.
Good.
It's the coal miner's glove on that shit because that was what won. Jake Roberts and Sting had the coal miner's glove match. Niggas just put on a glove. It looked like some shit I would use to.
What was Vader?
That was
the White Castle Affair.
White Castle. That was him and Sting with the strap match. They beat the shit out of each other too.
Yeah.
He pulled out the strap and beat that.
Relax.
He did. It was what happened.
I'm out. I'm out.
So far we have three.
We can't say the three dinglings. We can't say the three dinglings, but you could say this nigga pulled out the strap and beat that nigga ass.
He did. Did he not? Do I need to go?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it. You brought it up.
You going to the footage?
Nigga, you who came up with the name? You came with the accurate name. It wasn't me.
Nah, I remember the name because of White Castle.
I don't know what that means. You remember the name because you watched that nigga getting strapped and beating his ass.
Wait a minute. I'm out.
It's what happened. That's what happened. Speaking of super weird, John Cena got married.
Hey.
I feel bad because the first thing I thought of, I wonder if Nikki Bella's pissed. Because I watched those Total Divas. She was trying for a while. That nigga was like,
no, dear. I told you I wasn't getting married. I told you that when I left my other wife.
And I had to remember that he was married. If I'm not mistaken, this goes back to the original Black Rasslin Podcast days. I remember talking about how who was it? Was it Kenny Dykstra? One of them weirdo random WWE niggas was talking
He was
about
snitching
how
or something, right?
he was snitching about how John Cena not only acted backstage, but how he acted with Mickie James. And that made me look up how he went from being married to be fucking around. Because I think those situations weren't that far off. He's I'm surprised that he facts. Big facts. I'm surprised he got married. I'm going to assume that he's not bringing any kids into the world. But also, it also made me wonder. I mean, is John Cena done? Does he need to wrestle again?
I think we can still get another match from him.
WrestleMania?
When his hair started to
it has to be a Mania.
He was done.
It has
to start having that big hole in his roof.
Do you think, like, let's say it's what, October? Let's say the first Friday in January, WWE's able to go to a stadium. They're able to go somewhere where it's niggas in there, like actual fans.
Cena coming back, Brock coming back.
You think they would have to stack that shit? Cena would probably return for that. He'd fly right in that day.
He get
on the mic. But because I was like, if you think about it, John Cena's last match being a Firefly Funhouse one that goes over his entire career is probably the most John Cena way to have your last match.
Yeah,
you know,
but I think with Cena now, it's like every time he gets in ring, he has to look at it as, I'm okay with this being my last match.
It could be.
I think the same thing with Taker. I think every time he steps in the ring, because I don't believe that Undertaker's done. I think, but everything that they do now has to be retirement worthy.
Or even if it's not, it's always like it has to be the biggest thing. Like even with Edge, the greatest wrestling match of all time, or whatever the fuck the thing was. They're big on weighting everything. But I mean, I guess it would just boil because if you mentioned Taker, it reminds me of one thing. Like he didn't end at a certain point because he thought he didn't have the match. If Cena doesn't think that was the match, there's probably another situation there, whether it's Bray Wyatt, whether it's Roman Reigns, whoever the case may be. I'm going to assume if Cena's okay with Bray being his last, I think that's fine. Something tells me he really wants. He's such a company guy, but he wants to be that guy to be like, look, who do y'all see as the future? Put me against him. I'll lose that match, and knowing that the company's still going to be able to go on with whoever y'all deem to be, not the next John Cena, but the next guy.
Who would you say that is? If you had to go out on a limb.
Roman.
Nah, I mean, so Roman is the guy now. Roman is the current guy. So he doesn't need anything else at this point.
But I'm
talking about after Roman.
That's my thing. I don't know who's after. I don't know if there's, when we talk about there not being a lot of stars and we talk about them not being able to really build guys up. I think I don't know who they've.
Ain't nobody.
Who's because if it's not Roman, if it's not a current guy, it has to be an upstart. And I don't know who the upstart is to be the person who John Cena could be the Kurt Angle for. You feel what I'm saying? Or whatever the comparison is.
Nobody, you don't have anybody who you say possible. You don't got a possible. You ain't got like a Jack that could ride. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got a possible. I would say for me, if we said that guy is on the roster now, I think he'd be a tag team wrestler now, and he'd be wrestling as Montez Ford. I think that's a guy who has a potential to in the future come across as an actual guy.
You're gonna have if you do that, you're gonna have to be ready for They're going to have to dead Street Profits because the story is it's going to have to be a Bret Hart situation where I was the guy. We had all the success as a tag team.
Did you not listen to the show last week?
What I'm saying is I don't know.
The Ball Shorts tag team is coming.
What I'm saying is
it's gonna happen.
But you have to think of time. Like, is this the next WrestleMania? And so, are they ready to dead Street Profits by April? I don't think that's what they want to do. So it's one of those situations where I have to look at what the landscape is right now. Do I believe that they want to put Montez on that track? Yeah. I don't know if it's next spring though.
Nah, I don't think it might. It ain't gonna be the next 15 minutes.
And I also don't know if it's a nigga. I don't know if they see a nigga being the guy. They would be very progressive, and they would have to have a really strong black guy. Keith Lee could be the guy if they really wanted to push him.
Yeah.
Because Keith Lee beating a John Cena, that's instant. That's instant. That night, the racist WWE fans would hate it. Everybody else would fucking love it. And that Monday Night Raw would be amazing. But I don't know if, again, it's hard to tell on who they're ready to really push the button on.
The "You Deserve It" chants would be deafening.
It'll probably be Dominic.
Nah.
You don't think Vince McMahon would book Dominic Mysterio versus John Cena for John Cena to lose and Dominic be that guy?
I tell you why it won't happen is because Dominic isn't good enough as a complete package. He can't talk. His voice is terrible.
I don't know if that matters.
Have you seen?
I don't know if that matters.
You tell me a guy who was the guy or pushed to be the guy who has a terrible voice. Terrible in ring. We've seen terrible mic skills. We've never heard a nigga with a bad voice be the guy. Dominic has a bad voice.
You're not wrong. But the WWE has also been making some pretty bad decisions. And I cannot put it past Vince to be like, look, the little brown fella, put him against you. Put him to them. He could be the new Ray. Like I could see that happening. I don't unless there's somebody else that crops up soon. I don't think that, or it's Dabakato. It's going to be one of the two. It's going to be some random young. Who else? It's not going to be what's the white boy? What's the white boy? Adam Cole. It's not going to be Adam Cole.
Which white boy?
Adam Cole. It's not going to be him.
Hey, the niggas know that there's a
Patty Murphy before Adam Cole.
Patty Murphy.
I could see because Cena's really cool with those underdog guys. I could see it being a Buddy Murphy. I don't see Vince having it for Buddy Murphy, but
hey, did niggas know that there was a Brothers of Destruction documentary that was making the film festival circuit?
No. Who made it wasn't a WWE film, was it?
No. But it's they're at the Austin Film Festival right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks dope. I ain't gonna lie. It looks like Taker and Kane sitting in like an empty arena on stage and like wooden chairs just across from each other. It looks pretty slick.
That's dope.
Yeah, but then again, WWE.com they are the ones that announced it.
Oh yes, they probably I'm seeing this now. Brothers Destruction movie to premiere at Austin Film Festival.
Is that like a South by? Is that a South by thing?
I mean, I've heard of the Austin Film Festival before. It's not South by is usually in the spring. And they had to dead it this year. We were gonna go. Well, Watch Less was gonna go to South by, but because literally the night when the NBA shut down earlier this year, I was like, damn, South by is about to get fucked up. And soon enough, we started hearing about cancellations. And I think by the end of that week,
nigga,
all the
I was going to South by this week because my brother-in-law lives in Austin, and
Word.
it was going to be
I'm not 100%. The Austin Film Festival is a thing. I don't know how big it is, but yeah, the WWE and Austin Film Festival announced the world premiere of The Brothers of Destruction will air during the closing night of the festival. The 60-minute doc. Yeah, it looks like it's mostly just Mark and Glenn talking about their deep friendship on film. It's the latest presentation from WWE Network documentaries. So I wonder
so it is them.
if this is them trying to get into that space.
I say yeah.
Which is
I say
smart.
they've been amazing at putting together pause video packages.
Right.
I think this is their chance to kind of put that in like a long form deal. They're listen, Jey Uso, right?
Yeah.
So that being the case, I believe something that they've invested in. You talking about double-digit years? I think it could happen. I think it could be good. What would you niggas watch at a film festival from WWE?
I need the Too Cold Scorpio story. I need to know from his mouth how he went from WCW to Japan to ECW to WWE to being 50 fucking years old and still doing moonsault. What's the shit? The moonsault double leg drop shits he be like. This nigga's a goddamn beast, and he been a beast. And I need to see him talk about that.
So-
and he need to be rolling up blunts throughout the whole fucking movie and just getting fucking lit and giving me the most amazing pro wrestling stories. Give me that.
I would watch a Heyman doc.
That's a good one.
Heyman doc would be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Behind the
kayfabe. I need him to go full, like, shoot.
No, I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
I need that.
Like if you sit and listen to him talk,
it's
when he kind of
amazing.
blurs the line and he kind of plays with what is and what isn't real, I think that's the best Heyman. That is the best Heyman, where you don't know whether or not you've been worked.
That's the best Heyman. That'll probably be the best Heyman for a WWE documentary. I'm just saying, at some point, if I could get a Paul Heyman 2-disc High Spots interview with just him talking about everything, it won't happen with WWE. There's no way that's going to be able to happen, and that's probably better for them because him in that full like trickster mode is the best Heyman. But you're not going to get the full story from that Heyman.
Yeah.
What about you, Matt? What you trying to watch? Your man?
I'm gonna say
the Super Spreader?
I'm gonna say Bad News Brown, yo.
Wow, yeah, that's
I
a
want
real.
to see something.
WWE is not making that.
Facts.
They're not making that.
I want to see how we transition from martial arts to pro wrestling, and then you know what I mean, coming around and motherfuckers are originally looking at you sideways, but then figuring out that you are legit. You're legit in your craft. You know what I'm saying?
Word. You're a real ass nigga.
I'm gonna tell you,
doing a whole
Or
Enziguri and them calling it the Ghetto Blaster. That's WWE in a nutshell. But anyway, what you about to say, man?
no,
I also want to
the build to evolution.
I also want, that too. I want to see I want to see Davis explain how he gonna tell me Christopher Daniels had a better moonsault than motherfucking Too Cold Scorpio. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I don't know. That sparks.
Royale co-signing.
Well, I mean, them niggas is Drake fans, man, and Drake fans are also iPhone fans.
OVO face ass.
Man, fuck them niggas.
I guess finally, the one piece of news that made me laugh is if y'all remember the couple things. If y'all remember the speaking out situation where a lot of pro wrestlers were talking about the terrible instances they've had with sexual harassment, in some cases sexual assault. Niggas was getting fired. You know, Joey Ryan was one of them. He got bounced out of Impact, and I guess this week he announced that he's fining Impact for $10 million in a breach of contract lawsuit. He's saying that his contract was signed September 1st of 2019 and runs through August 31st of 2021. And he's saying that the contract was breached when Impact hit him up in June and let him know that he was terminated due to the allegations. He's doing some real like white guy stuff in terms of going in with the contract and specifically saying, this is what y'all said y'all would fire me for. This would be conduct that you guys would release somebody from. And I guess he's going to say, I don't feel
doesn't
like
fit under that.
Yeah. Which again, it's a real white shit.
Of course, the white nigga with the lollipop on his dick. Come on, fam. You look like you would pull some bullshit like this.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yo, shout out to the niggas. Shout out to the niggas that took the lollipop. You's a bitch ass nigga. You took the lollipop from that man's drawers. You's a real bitch. Carry on, Cal. My bad.
I mean, tease
Back
the crowd.
Back to you, Brian H. Waters.
Shout out Brian H. Waters. I think that's it. Shit. Before we get out of here, though, y'all niggas got any Black Rasslins of the week?
Frankie.
That nigga was wrestling that. That nigga was wrestling that bake.
That nigga's wrestling that fucking
that rotisserie. That rotisserie. That nigga got cooked.
He tried to hide the rotisserie, not get on fire. Oh wait, shit, it's moving. Sorry,
it's fine. It's fine.
Nah, I'll go. I'll go Big Etor because the reaction to him finding out that Woods and Kofi were going to Raw and he wasn't. He sold it. He looked completely dejected.
Yeah.
Just all right.
Went from confused to dejected in like 2 seconds. Yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah. He was like, say his name. And Xavier Woods sold it well too. But shout out to Big E's face was amazing.
It was a good one. That shot of
if you can find that, that was dope.
Right.
I'm gonna go Airwolf. Shout out to Airwolf.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some shit from Airwolf that was utterly amazing earlier. This motherfucker what looked to be a shooting star press running off of a stage, which was into like I guess you would call it a plancha. It was some other shit, dog. It was just amazing. So shout out to Airwolf.
Shout out to talented black folk. One more time.
One more time. Oh, baby, one more time.
I'm gonna give my Black Rasslin of the week to Ricochet. I will say because at the end of that match on a week, the day after, everybody was celebrating Eddie Guerrero, and he did the lie, cheat, and steal to win the match. I don't know. For someone who's like always portrayed as a dumb baby face, that was a good move by them, and hopefully it turns into him actually getting some type of smart babyface push.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that greatly. Him handing the chair off and then like going dead. He sold.
Facts. He just dropped. Yeah, it was like his heart stopped and it was it.
Hey yo, remember the second Friday, yo, when Ice Cube hit the weed when he was smoking with the auntie and Uncle Elroy, and he was like,
yeah, out, big out. Yeah.
That was good, man.
Facts. Now, before we get out of here, if y'all could please let the people know where they can find y'all on social media.
LFam7 on your social media choice, but way more importantly, man, where's Buffy.com? Where's Buffy.com? Where's Buffy.com?
BCE.
That's it.
At Math Damon, you know where to find me, man. I'm arguing with all these niggas in the Discord, on my
Hey,
Twitter box,
BCE,
all that shit.
BCE,
Man.
is it like the nigga from Sopranos?
No.
The nigga they had to kill at the lake?
No. Actually, it's not. But I mean, it
You sure?
It's bigger.
Hmm?
No. This
See, I see Cal just got it. I see Cal just got it. I see Cal just got it.
It's bigger.
It took him a second.
He said it's bigger.
This guy's like a brother to me. What are you doing?
Johnny Cakes. At Cal on Twitter, at Black Rasslin on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. BlackRasslin.com is the
Those are salmon cakes.
It was Johnny Cakes, nigga, and it's always you can find
those are salmon cakes. If we talking moose knuckle.
It's always you can find the Black Rasslin Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, wherever you get podcasts. We're there. Again, just go to fucking blackrasslin.com. Math, before we get out of here, the Big Cartel. The hoodies is done. The t-shirts are still around. The Lockharts.
T-shirt still there.
Okay.
But the hoodies is done.
Word.
They're done. You ain't gonna see them again. You should have got them when we had them, bitch.
Facts. Big facts.
You should have been a Mustang.
BlackRasslin.bigcartel.com is the site.
Mustang.
If you want the Lockhart t-shirt, shouts out Darius Lockhart, shouts out Ricky Starks, Trisha Dore, anybody's rocking with us. You already know what the time is.
Yeah.
We'll catch y'all next week. We'll see what happens next week. We'll figure it out. And let y'all tune in and see what the fuck goes on. We'll catch y'all. Peace.
Peace.